It's all a lot of simple tricks and nonsense.
Hello, and welcome back to another example of Abe and I have conversations off air that we probably should just have on air. So to continue, yeah, I have no fucking clue why it was like that. Like, I was like, fucking, it was a Tuesday at 9 o'clock. I was like, I did not. Now, normally you go to a fast food place like 5 to like 7, I would say. Like, that's like peak. Like, you're probably going to be in the drive-thru for a little bit. Like it's what happens. But like 9 o'clock on a fucking Tuesday, I'm like, who the fuck is out? But apparently, fucking everybody was going to Wendy's that night.
I think In-N-Out is the only place that you make. Oh, sorry.
I know, yes, In-N-Out. I've had it twice.
It's the only fucking place that actually it's worth making line because those lines can go up to like 40 minutes.
Dude, so the last time I had In-N-Out was when I went to California for Free for All 2. Everybody we met at an In-N-Out because most of us were, like not West Coasters. And so I'm fucking, and it's fucking like, it's mad. Like, it's a Friday afternoon. It's crazy. And so I'm staying in line. I don't have an In-N-Out, so it's not like going to like a McDonald's, Wendy's, to where I pretty much know what I want off the menu, which I'll get back to another fucking establishment after this. And so I'm looking at this fucking menu and I'm just like, fuck it, I'll get the 2 cheeseburger shit, get my shit, sit down, fucking bite into my fucking burger. And I'm like, the fuck is this? Fucking mayonnaise on a fucking hamburger. The fuck is that about?
Okay.
Ketchup goes on a burger, not fucking mayonnaise.
It's because you fucking like mayonnaise is a great fucking dressing that you can put on everything.
I'm not saying mayonnaise is not a great dressing. I'm just saying mayonnaise is not for a fucking hamburger.
It is. It works perfectly.
I'm not saying the burger was bad, but I just bit into it. Just like, the fuck is this? Now, thankfully, it was mayonnaise and not mustard, or else I would have been a completely different day for me.
Okay, so how you like? If I tell you math, you're gonna cook hot dogs for us.
Yeah.
What do you buy from the store? You're buying everything.
So I'm buying obviously
the buns and the
hot dogs and the buns. That's what you buy. So I would buy ketchup, mustard, because some people they like mustard.
Yeah.
Sauerkraut for some people, and then my dad has his recipe for like onions that he makes, so I would buy the stuff for that to put on it.
So it's like
no fucking mayonnaise.
Onion jam or like onion?
It's I forget. He hasn't made it in a while, but it's
like peppers.
He makes these onions in like a sauce or something, but like everybody loves it when we would have like barbecues and he would make hot dogs. Like everybody loves it. I wouldn't eat it. I would just put,
What's your take on chili dogs?
I don't think I've ever actually had one, but I like chili. I like hot dogs, so I'm sure it's probably good. If I can eat chili. A lot of chili at places like that I can't eat because I'm allergic to beans, and chili and beans usually
You're allergic to beans?
Together. Yes, I am.
Well, no wonder you're racist.
What does that mean?
On Monday, I was having breakfast, right?
Okay. No, can we get back to my bean allergy, including me being racist?
No.
Okay.
It's about allergies, this conversation. We're gonna keep on talking.
Okay. Go on.
I had yogurt, some berries, right? Blackberry.
Yeah. Good combination.
Blackberry, no problem, right?
No problem. Blueberries. They're good. I like a lot of berries.
What's the name of the red ones?
Strawberries?
No, the other ones. They had little balls that are like black and raspberries, right?
Oh, what you think all red berries look alike? You're a fucking racist.
No, raspberries. Don't try to play that card to me. I already played it. And I had granola, right?
Yeah.
And I had some honey. I had that usually every time. And I think put apple in it. So I have my breakfast, sit down nicely. I go to the bathroom, dude. I go to and I see myself in the mirror as you usually do, right?
Yeah.
Everything's fine. Go take a pee. Go back, see myself in the mirror. I had like my forehead is with little fucking red. I was having an allergic
Oh.
reaction to something that
Did
I
you go
had
to
for
an
breakfast.
allergist?
No, I just went to Walmart and bought some pills because my throat started to itch.
Yeah,
So
that
I
is
was
definitely a
kind of
food allergy. You should really set up an appointment with an allergist to figure out what you're allergic to. Because a
yeah,
lot of
because
people don't
that has
know
never happened to me before.
but this is the thing, a lot of people don't know. You can develop allergies later in life. My aunt developed a shellfish allergy when she was like in her 30s.
Yeah, that was weird.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it happens. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you're only born with allergies." Like, no, you can develop that. So I would suggest
Yeah, that's
go to an
what I'm thinking.
allergist and get tested. Literally, it's the worst fucking thing in the world because literally how they test you an allergist is they inject you with the
Yeah, they
shit
pinch
in
you.
your fucking arms, and basically from that they can gauge what you're allergic to.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, but yeah,
But the
it sucks.
funny thing it's that I kept hearing that I thought it was the granola because I bought the same brand but different type.
Mm-hmm.
I thought like maybe a nut or something extra they put on.
Yeah,
But I keep eating the granola and I didn't got an allergic reaction from that.
it
So
could
I'm
be one
thinking
of the berries.
maybe the
You could be
berries
allergic to the
or
berry.
like a specific berry, not all the berries.
No,
Because
no,
the
yeah,
day
that's what I'm
before,
saying. It
yeah,
could be like the raspberry, it could be the blueberry or the
my mom,
blackberry.
I told my mom and she was saying like maybe it's the raspberry. But, yeah, because blackberry, I usually eat it in jam. I really like
Yeah.
blackberry jam with cream
Mhm.
cheese and toast. It's fucking amazing. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking
I
just
still, especially with how you're describing it, that's a lot like what. So I'm allergic to sesame seeds as well. I'm allergic to a lot of things. And the way we found that out was on Sundays. Usually, we would have either in the morning we would have like Italian bread, like toast, or when my dad would make like pasta or something, we would always have Italian bread. And every time I ate it, my throat would just get super, super, super dry. And my mom took notice of this and went to the allergist, and they're like, "Yeah, he's allergic to sesame seed." So
so
that
you're allergic to beans, sesame seeds,
legumes, mustard
mixed
seed,
with nuts.
sesame seed, yeah, peanuts, tree nuts, dust, cats, dogs,
So you're pretty much allergic to everything.
pollen. Or am I pollen? Yeah, I'm allergic to a lot of stuff.
I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to pollen, to bee stings. That shit. I
Yeah.
didn't know I was allergic to that.
Until you
My
get a stomach.
arm, my arm grew like I don't have big arms, right? But that motherfucker looked huge.
Yeah.
Like I had it for like 3 days.
Are you kind of hoping you got stung somewhere else?
No.
No, that probably would be really painful. Like,
No, because the doctor wasn't hot. Maybe if the doctor. Have you ever go to the IR?
IR? What the hell is IR?
The ER. Sorry.
ER?
Yeah.
IR? So not for myself, but I have been in an ER
Okay, so
when my
it's
brother had an allergic reaction to peanuts.
so one time I was in the ER, right? Something
Yeah.
happened. Not important for the story today.
It
And
means
I may have needed
reviews.
surgery, right? I may have needed surgery at that point, which I didn't need it,
Uh-huh.
thankfully.
Yeah.
But they were prepping me for surgery, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was an emergency. So the doctor walks in, and like I'm half naked, and he just fucking and this practitioner, really really beautiful girl, like,
Yeah.
and everything's hiding,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's like I don't have anything.
You're like, what?
Help me out, bro. Cover me a little bit.
Abe,
They
how old
just
are you?
20.
Oh, Abe just starts spitting game with the nurse. Like, you
Dude,
coming to
funny
call,
enough,
friend?
when that happened, like your adrenaline goes all the way up,
Yeah.
so you start being extra fucking
Yeah. I get it.
dude. everybody, like,
Hey,
I was
why do I
laughing
feel
with
like we're gonna
everybody.
have to unlist the stream like we did last week?
No, but no, I'm not saying anything bad. No, but your adrenaline makes you
Yeah,
behave differently.
yeah. So
Like,
you were
bro,
like,
I was making jokes with the nurse and the
you're like
doctor.
Spanish Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story 3.
Yes, dude, I was rocking. I love that version of myself. Other than there was a chance I was gonna die, I love that version of
One
myself.
drawback. The only drawback.
Yeah, but dude, it was amazing. Great person. Like, I love Abraham on Crisis.
Yeah, I've had two surgeries in my life. None of them non-threatening. The first was when I was in second grade. I was born with on I want to say it was this year. I was born with extra skin on my ear and it got taken off. And then when I was in high school, my nose is really fucked up. Like my passages are very small, which makes it hard for me to breathe from my nose. And so I went to get it fixed. Um, put a pin in that. But unfortunately, now mind you, in second grade, didn't matter when I was in high school. I didn't get any attractive nurse. Got a
No,
gay
mine was
guy.
a practitioner. It wasn't a nurse. The nurse was a guy.
I got a gay guy. That was it. Now back to the surgery. So here's the fun story. Went to this doctor like multiple times before. Had to get CAT scans of efficacy. The doctor ends up telling my parents after the operation. They're like, "Yeah, I was way more fucked up than we thought. So we didn't really fix the problem." So,
So, do you have, like, was it sinus?
what do you mean? No, it's
What you
just my
have?
nasal passages are just not super big. I
Well,
mean, I guess it's a
that's
little
common, right?
better than it was before, but like, dude, it fucking sucks. So I got it done, and for like weeks after, because of just how it's done, your nose just continually just like bleeds. And so I had to wear this I had to wear this thing over my ears with like these like paper towel like tissue things in it that would just continually catch blood. I had to be propped up in bed or else the fucking blood would dip back into me. I wasn't able to take a shower because I couldn't get water in it, which also meant I couldn't go swimming in the pool. Like it
So this
sucked.
was during the summer.
Yeah, yeah, thankfully, because I
Dude,
would not have been able to go to
the
school.
parents that schedule surgery for their kids during school time, they're assholes.
No, yeah, no, I thanked my mom because I'm like, I would like, I would have had to have been homeschooled. Like, I wouldn't have
You have
gone to school like that.
Yeah, you have 2 months for your kid to recover, and then, dude, I
Exactly.
remember my friend one time. A friend, oh, kind of a friend. He got his wisdom teeth removed. High school.
Yeah.
That motherfucker double in size, bro. His
Like,
face double in size
you
for
know,
a week.
and here's the thing. If it's like a surgery that needs to happen,
Yeah,
like
if it's
you
an
can't wait.
emergency
But if
surgery,
it
yes.
can wait, wait until the summer. Let your kid have way more relaxed recovery time, all this. Like, it's better off.
Yeah, because when I was a kid, I had surgery because
When I was
my
a young
what's it
boy,
called?
my father.
Uh, what's the name of this thing?
I don't know.
My ankles, my feet
Yeah.
were on a line. So you're supposed to have your feet like this. My feet were like Tommy Pickles. Think Tommy Pickles.
Hey, don't talk bad about Tom Pickles.
Yeah, but think about like this. My feet were like that. Not
Yeah.
that bad though.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I had to go to surgery in kindergarten, dude. I didn't go to school for like 3 months.
That
I
explains.
couldn't walk. Yeah, I couldn't walk. I
Wait,
couldn't.
they have fucking wheelchairs? You can have fucking wheeled your shit around?
Yeah, but nobody was gonna fucking. Yeah, dude, a fucking 4-year-old with a wheelchair. Recipe for
Be like fucking
disaster.
Stephen Hawking. You could have got a fucking nurse.
Bro,
I
I'm
would
I'm
like
talking.
to
This is
go to
2000.
the
This is
monkey
2002,
bars.
bro. This is
Yeah.
2002, bro. There were
And
wheelchairs like that.
dude, fucking Stephen Hawking had that wheelchair like 1986. What are you on
Stephen
about?
Hawking gets a. Didn't you see him in Epstein Island? Yeah, we have to fucking end this episode.
I would like to go to the island. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so
Look at
just
that,
think
Steve.
about it.
Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel's gonna come after us now. Fuck.
Why?
You don't
Well,
remember the whole Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy Kimmel, Epstein list thing? Aaron Rodgers went on the Pat McAfee show and was basically like, Jimmy Kimmel doesn't want these lists revealed, and then Jimmy Kimmel was
oh
like,
yes,
"He's
yes,
threatening
yes,
my family," and I'm
yes,
like,
yes.
I don't know, Jimmy, you're a little bit too defensive about this. Why are you so
Yeah,
defensive?
yeah,
You've got
yeah,
nothing
yeah,
to
yeah.
hide. Just saying. I mean,
Let's
who should listen
let's
to Aaron Rodgers? I mean, homie didn't even play a full game with the New York Jets.
you know, I'm afraid to become like Aaron Rodgers when I get to 40. Not
What do you
millionaire,
mean?
but like that guy is single,
Yeah,
has a lot of time, has a lot of money. So what happens? In order to find something to do in your life, you fucking start reading shit, conspiracy theories and
true.
shit.
Yeah, conspiracy theory. I mean, yeah, yeah.
As somebody that has a lot of free time, I'm thankful.
Yeah, actually, look, everybody out there, be thankful that with our free time, me and Abe choose to do this, and not a lot of the other things people on the internet like us would be doing.
No,
There's a lot of
yeah,
crazy shit out there, and a lot of crazy people out there. And me
yeah,
and
yeah.
Abe are choosing to talk about fast food on a Wednesday night at 10 o'clock. So, yeah, you're welcome, universe. Wait, Aaron Rodgers is single?
Yeah.
You know, when super rich, famous people are single, you have to assume it's by choice, right?
I think it's a point that if you're like paranoid a little bit, you think that anybody that will
Yeah, maybe he
want to
just
be with you just thinks like, oh, it's because
instantaneous.
of it.
Yeah, maybe it's just like, honestly, maybe it's just like for protection because he's like, you can't ask your fiance to sign a prenup, but if we get divorced, you're gonna get half my shit. So if I just stay single, I'll be fine. I mean, I'm sure Aaron Rodgers does, well in certain areas, I assume.
He I think the last public
Girlfriend.
girlfriend he had was Shailene Woodley. You know who
She's,
Shailene?
yeah, no, I know who she is, but
Yeah, 3
they're
years
the
ago.
same age. I mean, they don't have to be the same
No, I
age.
mean Aaron Rodgers is 40. She's probably like 34.
I know who she is. She was in what is the movie with George Clooney that I really
Oh no,
like?
she's 32.
I mean that's still that
The Descendants. She's the girl in The Descendants. The daughter.
Descendants, that's the one. She's also in the she was also in Not Hunger Games, whatever those movies.
Divergent.
That's it. Yeah, that's all I knew him as. I was like, "Oh, that's
She
from
also
Hunger Games,
plays the
isn't it?"
wife in Dumb Money.
Dumb Money?
Yeah, with Paul Dano. Came out last
I
year.
also
About the
believe I saw
GameStop
her in the
stock
trailer
movie.
for Ferrari, which I didn't see that movie.
I didn't watch that movie. I don't want to.
She was also supposed to be in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. She was supposed to be Mary Jane, but her scenes got cut.
I have to confess you something, Matthew.
Yes,
I haven't watched a lot of movies lately.
Mhm.
I've been disconnected from the film scene.
Yeah, me too.
Today I was watching a movie,
Mhm.
20th Century Woman,
Yeah.
and I wasn't that interested in.
The only times I've been to the movie theater recently have been for re-releases. I've seen Spider-Man, The Mummy, Phantom Menace, and Amazing Spider-Man. And next week I'll be seeing Amazing Spider-Man 2. But I haven't seen any 2024 release since I think Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
I watched this new Anne Hathaway movie called The Idea of You.
I saw on the letterbox that you was watching that. I thought,
Everybody was not that good, honestly.
yeah, no, I've seen one 2024 release. It's Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I want to see the Fall Guy though. I want to see that movie.
I also want to go see it, but dude, it's because
Do you want to go together?
my closest theater, it's so it's 10 minutes away, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to pay for the regular ticket.
Yeah.
But if I get AMC stuffs,
Uh-huh.
you pay 27 a month, right?
I don't know what it is. My brother was talking about this on Monday when we saw Spider-Man. He was like,
Yeah.
why don't you pay for it? I'm like, because I don't go to the movies. Like, I go to movies like once
No,
a
but
month.
still, okay. So it's 27 a month for 3 movies a week.
Yeah. But again, to me, I'm just like, I can't justify that. I'm not going enough.
No, but the thing is, I don't want to. The closest AMC I have is 40 minutes away.
Oh, yeah. See, the AMC is close by for me. That's the theater I go to. But yeah, for you, that's not worth it whatsoever.
Which is, I think I know. AMC Justin Fort. No, it's right now. If I live at this point, it's 36 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I don't know if it's worth it.
Oh, God.
Hey, it's the first time. So I don't. Well, I think past 6, there's no traffic in fucking California.
Oh,
Oh, it's next to Costco. I can go to Costco and then.
all right. Abe's review of Anyone But You, he rated it 4 stars. He said, hot people, check. Predictable, check. Silly, check. Funny, check. A bit ridiculous, check. Even more hot people, check. Elite rom-com level here. And then I guess he splooged.
I never rewatched it. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first 2 times I
I'm
watched it.
going through all of Abe's recent reviews. Coyote Ugly. He rated it 3.5 stars. John Goodman is an international treasure. I agree with that. Didn't even know he was in it. Ghostbusters 2016, 4 stars. I had so much
There's
fun
more
watching this.
reviews. There's more
The cast
reviews.
was
There's more
amazing.
reviews.
Have a smile on my face most of the time. It falls flat in some parts in the 1 hour line. However,
There's more reviews.
yeah. Oh no, that's your popular review.
Yeah.
I'm reading your popular review, Ghostbusters. It's still enjoyable. Kristen's the standout for me. A lot of people who follow TikTok and it's heyday would agree with that. Such a great character. The same as Kate McKinnon. A little cartoonish, but when she gets into the action, she kills it. All right, let's look up more of fucking. You can look at my reviews. I got 4 of them, I think.
No, it's 'cause usually they're one-liners or like the
No,
paragraph.
okay. My reviews for The Boss Baby Films are one-liners, but my reviews for Shazam and Rise of Skywalker are not one-liners. I also used to have reviews of the Godfather films, but I took those down. So you can go and find that while I read more of yours. Napoleon, 4 stars. 1 extra star for Waterloo battle sequence. You're giving me shit for my fucking one-line reviews. Ooh, The Last Stand, let's say 3.5. There are 3 movies in this film. The one Johnny Knoxville is in, the one Forrest Whitaker is in, and the one that the whole entire cast is in. Everything's mediocre at best until the final showdown begins. Bullets start flying, and movie turns into an 11. No fucking mention of Arnold Schwarzenegger anywhere in there, but okay. Operation Fortune Reyes de Guerre, 3 stars. All 3 starts is because of Aubrey Plaza and how
I wrote starts.
yeah, you wrote starts is because of how Aubrey Plaza and how incredible hot she is in this film. Also, is a good movie to eat while watching. Okay, Abe. Beautiful Disaster, 2 stars. This movie started bad, but good. A nice, horny, well-intended Disney movie. Instead of favors to thirsting over bodies, everything is working perfectly. Then it turns bad, but horrible. Turns into a crime action thriller. Just stay with the horny god.
Dude, it's true. You should watch this movie. Like, it starts like bad, but you know, like those stupid movies you watch.
Yeah, just like a dumb college film.
And then it's suddenly the girl becomes like a super good at poker.
All right. The Lost World Jurassic Park. This movie lacks any sort of tension. Disagree. I was waiting to be on the edge of my seat, but nothing. The setup is great, but once the fucking dinosaurs appear, it just becomes meh. I disagree with you, but whatever.
Dude,
A Few
talk
Good
about
Men.
a movie. I have to.
Go.
Okay.
We can talk about The
So
Lost World.
I know. I had watched that movie before, right? As a kid,
Yeah,
but I wanted to see it with different eyes, right?
adult eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, yes. So, dude, I said because I rewatched the first one, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna rewatch the second one. You know, I wanna,
Yeah.
dude, I was disappointed, honestly.
Mm.
Like, I truly wanted to enjoy it, and I just couldn't get into.
God, that's one of those movies that like every it's weird because I'll watch that movie like you watch Jurassic Park and you're like, oh, I watched The Lost World, and so I watched The Lost World. Dude, there's so many times I'm like, is this my favorite? And then I watch Jurassic Park and again, I'm like, no, but Lost World is still really good. I think it has a really, I, and what I like about it is it's different. I like that they wasn't just hey there's another park, even going so far as to take one of the supporting characters from last movie and making him your main character, and I like the character being Malcolm in this, the fact that like he tried to warn the world about Jurassic Park and like basically InGen just ruined his life. And so he's this more like sour character. Pete Postlethwaite is fantastic in it as Roland. I think he's great. I think there's a great like again, he's not a villain. He's not like Ludlow. Like he's being given a job and he just has a different view on these things than Malcolm and his team do. It's funny watching Vince Vaughn because this was that period of time where Swingers had come out, and so Hollywood was like, man, and that mind you, Vince Vaughn was in shit before, like Rudy, but like Swingers, I think was really the thing that we're like, wow, this Vince Vaughn guy, we gotta do something with him. We just have no discernible clue what to do with him. So you're gonna be in a Jurassic Park movie, and you're also gonna be in Gus Van Sant's remake of Psycho. And then like I he probably was Old School where everyone was well, because when's Old School is '03. When's Wedding Crashers? '05?
I believe so.
Yeah. So then it's Old School, I think, where I was like, oh, okay. Just put him in comedies. He's good at that. Okay. But yeah, I
I'm a
also
Beans Bomb
I like
fan,
the
dude.
I like the I like the look of the movie. I like how, and they even talk about it on the making of, to where they're like, we've shown dinosaurs and everything, so now we could just go dark and we could be in shadows and everything. I The San Diego sequence is one of my favorite sequences in a movie.
San Diego.
Whales
Dude,
versus
I always thought that scene was from Godzilla.
Well, so a lot of people believe because that wasn't the original ending. The original ending was going to be when they get on the helicopters, pterodactyls were going to start attacking them, and basically you're going to have a fight between helicopters and pterodactyls. But the story they say is Steven Spielberg was like, I mean, we have this Rex. We have an opportunity to do like a King Kong thing, bring him back to the mainland, all this. Now, I think at this point, Roland Emmerich was starting work on his Godzilla film that came out a year later. And so I get a sense that maybe it was more Spielberg being like, fuck that. We're going to put the giant dinosaur in a city before fucking Independence Day guy can. Again, I have no proof behind that, but it does kind of track. And I will be right back because I desperately need water.
Matthew needs water. While he does that, I wanna just list Roland Emmerich movies that he has directed. Uh, okay, Das Arch Now Princip, Joey, Hollywood Monster, Moon 44, Universal Soldier, Stargate, Independence Day, Godzilla, The Patriot, The Day After Tomorrow, 10,000 BZ, 2012, Anonymous, White House Down, Stonewall, Independence Day Resurgence, The Day After Tomorrow, The Dirty Teens, Medway, Moonfall. He directed Medway. He's in production of Mildwood. What the fuck is Mildwood? The German Adventure Spanish Soldier Gonzalo Guerrero, Shipwreck. No, I want to list Vince Bond movies because we're talking about Vince Bond. Okay, Vince Bond movies. For the Boys. I'm just gonna do the one that have logos. Swingers. Just Your Luck, which is a video. The Locusts. A Cool Dry Place. Return to Paradise. Clay Pigeons. Psycho. South of Heaven, West of Hell. The Cell. The Prime Gig.
Sorry about that, but I'm back.
Maid. Zoolander.
What?
Domestic Disturbance. Old School. I Love
Well,
Your
you're
Work.
looking up Vince Vaughn's IMDb.
Black Ball. Starsky and Hutch. Anchorman. The Legend of Ron Burgundy. Touchable. A True Underdog Story.
Such a good movie. But
Paparazzi.
again, but you see that
Baker.
like there's that like early 2000s where they just realized Vince Vaughn is a good comedian.
But he also tried to do. It's funny because he also tried to do fucking like Psycho and
Yeah, again, but
The
that's
Cell.
that again. He comes out with, I want to say Rudy is one of his early movies to where he basically just plays the asshole. But then, like I
Yeah.
said, Swingers was the thing that made him. Is my mic working?
Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you.
For some reason, it just sounds like it's not. Whatever. Like Swingers, I feel like that's the thing to where like that's where he got big from, and so this happens all the time. You know, he gets big in a movie like that, and then they just go, "Hey, you know, we
But
need you."
that's with everybody, no? Don't you think? Because
Yeah.
you mentioned as not similar earlier because it's not a comedian. We're like think about Florence Pugh, right? You know who
Mhm.
Florence Pugh is?
Mhm.
She what you remember what her breakout role was?
I feel like I should know. It wasn't Little Women, was it?
No, it was before that.
Yeah.
Maybe
I can't
same year.
I
She
can't.
was fighting with my family with Vince Vaughn.
That's it. Yeah. Fighting with my family. Again, another indie movie. This is what happens. These indie movies happen that get big, and these actors from it, people just go, "Oh shit, that should be
So
somebody."
she
But then they
had
have
okay. So she did have a career before, but nothing crazy. But fighting with my family because she works with The Rock. Then she gets Midsommar, was well reviewed. She gets Little Women, acclaim for Little Women. Works for that at that point. She has already been cast for Black Widow,
Mhm.
and now she's in the new Olivia Wilde, like with the Harry Styles movie.
Yeah.
She has a voice in Puss in
She's in
Boots.
Dune Part 2.
She's in
She's in
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
So she's just she's making good choices.
Yeah, she's smart. Again, and look, okay, so the Psycho, I think that was a bad choice, but honestly, doing Lost World is like that
Oh
is
yeah,
like
dude.
a smart
If
career choice. Be
someone's
like, oh, do
she's
the sequel to the biggest movie of all time. Yeah, okay,
yeah,
I'll be in
if
that.
if Spielberg wants you in your movie, you say yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Even
Like
if he
that's
wants you to play a 3.
yeah. No, I agree. But especially that they're like, oh, you're gonna be somebody like in this movie. Again, Lost World. It's one of those movies where like every time I hear criticism of it, I understand, like I do, but I love it. I love it. I love it so much. What was it? The other week, it was a slow night at the bar in the restaurant, and usually when that happens, because we have a bunch of TVs, I can usually take one, and if there's a movie or something I want to watch, I put it on. Well, Jurassic Park and Lost World were on, so I watched like the last half an hour of Jurassic Park and then Lost World straight. But what's really cool is sometimes if you're lucky, they put an edited version of the Lost World on, which includes some deleted scenes in it. So it was like, oh, cool. this is the kind of extended cut.
Matt,
Yes.
I was looking somebody's IMDb and I
Mhm.
saw some. If you can put it like, what's a character people have told you you're like behave like?
No one. No
No.
one's told me anything. You gotta realize the people in my lives, they don't know this stuff like you and I. And no one in Take 3, I think, has ever been like, Matt, you remind me of Marty McFly. I never really get that.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Because I just want to know because I've been told. Kind
Yeah,
of
obviously
characters.
you've been told you're like Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite, of course.
No, motherfucker. So I've been told Donkey from Shrek.
I can see it.
I've been told House MD from
You
the
know
TV
what?
series.
You're not smart. Well, no, you are smart, but you definitely do have that sarcastic.
It's the sarcasm. It's the
Yeah.
sarcasm and the
No,
assholeness.
okay. Yeah.
It's not the smart. It's the
You're right. It's
sarcasm
the
and the
sarcasm.
assholeness.
It's the sarcastic assholeness.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a good show.
Those two are like the
Yeah,
moves.
I've never been told. So, Abe, what character am I like?
You're definitely Kevin from The Office.
I can see it. And you, I already said, you're Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite.
Do you see they were gonna make a new show based
Yeah,
on
so I saw that.
in the Office universe?
Yeah, so I did not watch the John Campea show today where they talked about it. I'm going to probably tomorrow, or after this, depending on when we get off. Eh.
I mean, it's just a new TV show, but they just wanted something to
No, it's Peacock being
market.
like.
Yeah, I want something to mark.
It's Peacock being like, we, like so many other streaming services, are fucking fledgling. We need something. The Office is a big show. Let's do another Office.
Exactly.
But we can't remake it because people will lose their fucking minds. So let's do it set in the same universe. Okay. Like, I'm probably not gonna watch it, but I mean, if the marketing looks good and it looks to be a good show, then I'll watch it. But like, The Office is my favorite show of all time, so I'm not gonna watch it just simply because you slapped, because you're like, it's in universe with The Office. Like, I don't really give a shit. I mean, Parks and Rec. That was part. Have you heard this before? That was what Parks and Rec was supposed to be.
Yeah, I heard that.
So, yeah, Parks and Rec was, for all no watchers. Parks and Rec, originally the idea was it was going to start with the Parks Department getting a printer from Sabre, which is the company that bought Dunder Mifflin in the show. And that was basically going to be the start of like, oh, they're in the same universe. And I assume if they had kept up with that, there would have been a crossover at some point. But they decided, I think smartly,
That's my favorite.
separate.
One of my favorite internet clips of all time.
Which one? It's definitely something with Andy Dwyer, Chris Pratt.
Yes, of course.
I wonder which one it is.
Kim Kardashian.
Oh yeah, the Kim Kardashian. Yeah. Everybody loves a good comeback story. Rocky, the Mighty Ducks. What is it? Oh, Secretariat. Kim Kardashian. Well, in the video, she gets come on her back.
And then Aubrey Plaza hits her.
Yeah, and everybody just dies. Have you seen the blooper that made it into the show because he just reacted in character?
No.
So there's a blooper
I never watched the show. I never watched the show.
You would love Parks and Rec. It's fantastic. Well, do you like The Office?
Yes, I watched
The
Office for the first time like 5 years ago.
You should watch it. It's fantastic. But so there's this episode to where like there's a rival town and they have to break into it to get a document for one of the characters. And he steals something like a briefcase or something that he doesn't need. And he throws it and it breaks a light switch and the lights turn off. And he goes to hop over the like desk and falls. And that was none of that was planned, but they kept it in the show because it just worked. Also, Chris Pratt talked about how he flashed Amy Poehler and got a
Yeah,
letter from NBC executives
yeah,
because
yeah.
the whole thing about it is like there's this moment where her character Leslie is supposed to be shocked to see Andy naked, but she, like obviously was wearing like a swimsuit or something, so like they she was just faking it, and so it was like, well, in this take
Yeah,
I'm just gonna pull my
I've
pants
heard
down.
that
That's the
story.
take they use in the episode. But he's like, yeah, but and like a week later, I got a letter from NBC executives being like, don't do that again. I honestly thought it was either going to be the Kim Kardashian one, the one that made it into show, or a clip from the show, which is him walking in the pharmacy with Leslie being like, oh, well, I guess I'll just stroll down the candy aisle and not get anything. You can get two candies. Two?
No, I never watched that one.
It's such a good show. I love that show.
I always wonder what would happen if Rashida Jones had decided to be on The Office
She was in
instead
the
of Parks
office.
and. No, but you know why she left, right? Because she got over
Mm,
Parks and Rec. They had a
did
whole
she?
other story. Yeah, they had another story planned out with Jim and her.
Did they? I have not heard of this
Yes,
fact.
yes, yes, yes.
She made the
I
right
don't know.
choice. She
I mean, yeah, but
genuinely, I don't think Karen was a bad character on The Office. I don't think her and Jim had bad chemistry, but season 4, like Jim and Pam finally getting together, like it's great. Like I also think Rashida Jones is better in
do
Parks
you
and Rec
think
with her character.
do you think Jim and Pam getting together kind of ends their character arc
No,
to a
no,
point?
because
No?
I mean it evolves them into a different thing. Like it, and again, I think more so with Pam than Jim, but you track Pam as like in the first 2 seasons, she's very like timid and shy. And then season 3, she kind of has her arc of like building her confidence, all this. And then season 4, like she's completely different. Like she's changed her whole look. She has a way more like upbeat, positive personality to her because she's like truly happy for the first time. And then with Jim, I think there's a lot of moments in season 4 that like he more so with other characters, but like there's a great episode with him and Dwight when Angela has broken up with him to where he talks about like why he left Scranton and all this stuff, and it was because of Pam, and you're like, damn, that's just what love is. And then like obviously them having their baby and all that and everything was great too. Like now, mind you, didn't like season 9, didn't like what they did with them there, but still, no. It evolved the characters in a different place. And you know what? Let's be honest, good on the show that they only let a will they won't they go for 3 seasons. Unlike, something like Friends, to where it was like fucking 10 seasons worth of like Ross and Rachel. It's just like you can't fucking do that. Because at a certain point, because like especially with how they do the Ross and Rachel, which is like they're together, then they break up and they're broken up and they date other people and then they're back together. It's like every time they break up, you have to explain why they don't work. So like, why should I be rooting for them to get back together? Now I don't like Friends at all. So
I was against Pam when
why?
she because she was with somebody and she was flirting with Jim.
She wasn't flirting. That's the whole
She
point. Is
was,
she was
Matthew.
friends with him.
She dude, every woman with two
Yeah,
eyes
she
and
had feelings. She had feelings for Jim, but she just Pam. Hang on. Goes back to my whole thing. She was kind of set in her ways. Like there's that episode to where she has an opportunity to do the like art program or something, and Roy tells her like not to do it, and her and Jim have the fight about it. To where he's like, "Do you want to be a receptionist your entire life?" And she's like, "I'm happy with the choices I've made." And he's like, "Really, Pam?" Because like Roy was a kind of shitty fiance. Now, mind you, Roy even gets because
that
again,
doesn't mean okay. That
no, no,
doesn't
no,
mean
no, no,
I'm in favor of Roy.
no, but she had feelings, and you can't. Sometimes again, you can't fight. Now, mind
Yeah,
you,
but if we're
Jim
with
technically did
somebody,
kiss her.
control yourself.
But again, I think she did. It wasn't like she was sneaking off in the back making out with Jim. Like she was just
One of
friends
my
with him.
favorite parts. It's when they're in the karate class or whatever,
Yeah.
and Jim kind of grabs her and carries her, and
Yeah,
Madison
yeah. And Meredith looks and she's like, stop, stop. Like, and then
stop,
like there's that awkwardness
and
between
everybody,
No, and Jim like looks like really like awkwardly like
yeah,
and again, I think that is like what I'm saying, which is like that's the difference between like for him this is I am in love with this woman, and for her it's just like this is my really good friend, and so like yeah, that's a really good episode. And that episode actually started with the last shot, which is Michael and Jim kind of looking at each other. I listened to the commentary of it, and Greg Daniels talked about the fact that they're like, we had this idea to just have like Jim and Michael have this shared like kind of
how
like
does
we
that
went through
episode end?
similar. I'm sorry.
Sorry, how did that episode end?
The episode ends with basically. I wonder if I can find it on YouTube. It basically ends with like Jim and Michael silently kind of just like looking at each other like women. Am I right? Like, or maybe not that, but something like they have like a shared moment.
Okay, okay,
It
okay.
started with. It started with. Let me just see if I can. The Office season 2, the fight. Let me just see. Oh, yeah, get in there. Wait, they. Trying to see if I can find it, but it's. I mean,
Is it
technically, if I tried to
yeah,
share a Peacock screen, would that
you
not
can't.
work?
No,
What? Yeah, it wouldn't
I
work.
believe you can. No. Well,
Yeah,
like if you try to record the screen, you cannot.
but what if I screen share?
I don't know, Matthew.
Whatever, it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, it's like a shared. If I'm remember, if the no, I think it is because that's no, because Jim tries to like instant message Pam about it, and then he doesn't, and they kind of just are like, strange day, huh? Yeah. But yes, I love The Office. So much random shit I have in my head. But again, I don't think, Pam did anything wrong really, except for kissing Jim and not pushing back. But as she says in season 5, they're soulmates. So, what can you do? Once again, Roy
So
was a really
questionable decisions. Questionable
yes.
decisions.
But again, I think even the show points that out. That's the thing about the show. That is something I also like about The Office is like it doesn't try to paint its characters as being like pure
Perfect.
people. Like they're all
Oh no,
again, that's what's great about the show. They're all normal
they're all
people.
people.
Some of them are a little shittier than others, but like again, that's why everybody's like, "Oh, if The Office was made today, it would still get canceled because of Michael." I'm like, no, it wouldn't, because literally every time Michael does something stupid or dumb, somebody points it out and says, Michael, you're doing something really dumb. One of the episodes that doesn't even air on Comedy Central or TV Diversity Day has a moment like that. And what happens? Oh, yeah, Kelly slaps the shit out of Michael, which is the right thing to do in that moment.
They don't air that episode.
Nope. When they because again, Office favorite TV show of all time. I'm having dinner or something. It's on Comedy Central watch. They go from the pilot to episode 3. They skip Diversity Day.
Diversity days when he kisses Oscar, right?
Oh, gay witch hunt. No, they show that episode, but the thing about that is they blank out the word gay.
Oh my god.
Like, you watch it and it's literally like, you know, like they also blank out the R word, but like, you know, but he's like, did you call Oscar? It's like, yeah, of course I called him. Like, he was wearing what, you know, like, yeah, they just blank it out. And I'm like, the fuck, guys? Why, Comedy
Dude.
Central? Why? Well, that's also like there's an episode of Community you can't find streaming anymore because it has blackface in it. Like, it's just
It's like that episode of SpongeBob where they go to the teacher's house. What's the name of the driving school teacher?
Mrs. Puff.
Yeah, they go to Mrs. Pop's house and they
Oh, the
steal her
panty
underwear.
raid?
Yeah, that's how it's called. Panty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember that episode was so normal, and even as a kid, I was like, I'm
The
pretty sure this
panty
is not a
raid.
ride. I'm pretty
The
sure
panty raid. Well, that's, oh my God. You feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? I'm feeling.
What's your favorite
something.
SpongeBob episode?
Favorite SpongeBob episode?
There's only one.
My favorite SpongeBob episode. Gosh, there's a lot that are running through my head of like some of my favorites.
There's only
Okay,
one correct answer.
okay, my favorite episode is the one to where SpongeBob and Sandy are in constant competition with each other, and it ends with SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs, Patrick, and Squidward all going to land. That's my favorite episode. That episode just randomly moments of just like, but I'm already halfway there, halfway there, halfway there. We're late for our costume fittings. Oh, getting your chicken costumes made? Hey, we are not chickens. My popcorn. What is your favorite episode of SpongeBob?
Pancakes.
Oh my God! I'm a dumbass. Yes, Pancakes is the best episode ever. You're right. You
Yes.
are right.
Yes,
When you said there's
thank
only
you.
one choice, that is the only
Always.
choice.
Yeah, that's the only choice. Anybody that says differently, it's
When
wrong.
your son was trapped in that house fire, who saved him?
Yeah.
A firefighter and Larry. When your heart gave out because of all of those dieting pills, who revived you? Some guy in an ambulance. Right. So if we just pretend that Squidward was a fireman or some guy in an ambulance, then maybe we can find what it means to be in a marching band. Yeah, for the fireman. A one, a two, let's get a diddly do. My band died in a horrific accident. Then who's them? That would be my band. That's his.
What's the name of Squidward's arch enemy in
Squidly?
English?
Squidly Fancy
Squidly?
Pants? Yeah, Squidly Fancy Pants.
So it's Squidward, it's Calamardo in Spanish,
Yeah.
and Calamarino, because it's Calmar. So Squidward, it's a Calmar.
You're right. Pancakes is the best episode ever.
Dude, I watch it like regularly.
If they think if we play loud, then people will think that we're smarter. Correct!
Mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Mayonnaise is not an instrument. Horseradish is not an instrument either. Kicking? When did we start kicking?
Funny thing that it's that I know
just
that
made for attracting mates. No,
that I know the
people.
dialogues you're saying is but in Spanish. Like I don't know how there's sound in English.
No, people. Let's not. Oh, so now the talking cheese is going to preach to us. And then, of course, the greatest performance ever given. I don't care if we get copyright stricken. We're watching this. We are
Of course.
watching this. I don't care.
And we're gonna break down the emotional moments from the scene.
We
We're
will.
gonna do a 1 hour breakdown for the winner takes all from SpongeBob.
Sweet Victory is what it's called.
Yeah. Which you know that song is not from an album, it's just a single.
Who gives a shit? It's amazing, and I'm sorry whoever it is who like made this song, but like your song exists because of like SpongeBob. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, so first
Put your hands
We have this stadium. Can you pause the video, Matthew? No, can you go back a couple seconds? Go ahead.
Can we just watch the fucking video?
No, we're gonna break it down. We have to
Once the
break out the
song
beginning.
starts, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, that's why we're gonna break down the beginning. Play
Okay.
it. Play it. Why is it green? Why is that feel green? Because it represents the hope they have to perform. Honestly, this is not gonna work for 2 minutes. Go ahead, play the fucking song.
Yeah. Man, these are some ugly looking fish.
These are some ugly looking fish.
Maybe we're near one of those toxic waste dumps.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Okay, everybody. Let's get this over with. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Plankton.
Winner takes all. It's the thrill of one more kill, the last one to fall. Who never sacrifice their will. Don't ever look back on the world closing in. Be on the attack with your wings on the wind. All the things we did. And it's sweet, sweet, sweet victory. And it's ours for the taking. It's ours for the fight. And it's sweet, sweet, sweet victory. And the war is ours to fight.
And epic freeze frame.
Don't you wish that sometimes they would just animate the full song for clips
Yeah.
like that?
Okay, but like everyone's been talking about this forever. How the fuck has that not been the Super Bowl halftime show?
Because I think we just need CBS to have it.
CBS is owned by Paramount, who owns
Yeah,
Nickelodeon.
I know. That's why. I'm.
Oh,
let
CBS
me
needs to get the
finish.
Super Bowl. Because that's
Yeah,
what I'm
so
saying.
CBS
Just
got-
that's what you do.
No,
You just animate the entire song. Everyone will be happy.
They had it last year. Well, they had SpongeBob like on those like
Yeah, I know they had something where like Squidward popped up in the middle of the halftime show, but that's we all want the true, the real, full performance of Sweet Victory. That's it. That's all we want. And then if you want to do more than one song, then do the one from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. You know, I'm a go for go rock.
oh yeah.
Go for go
So
go,
Coco,
yeah. Put your toys away. That's what I'm saying. There you go.
That
Boom.
song
Now you have two.
that song relaxes me too.
That's a great movie.
It's a really good movie.
Very good movie. Also, the canonical ending of SpongeBob, the creator, has said. So basically, any
Really?
episodes that came out after that take place before.
Dude, I don't
Because-
think I watched any SpongeBob past season 5.
I don't know when this season. I don't know what the breaks in the seasons are. I can't tell you when I stopped watching SpongeBob like live. Obviously, I
Like,
still watch SpongeBob here and there.
Like, there's a lot of episodes that I have no idea existed.
Yeah, me too. Well, that's like, Jesus, I saw something about Fairy Oddparents, and there was apparently that show kept going. There was a fucking magic dog. There was another girl. Like, there was a girl who, like, the plot becomes.
They share
there's a
Cosmo.
short-
Yeah.
No, yeah, there's a shortage of fairies, and I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? You know, like,
I watch a
the
video
hell?
of that, like everything.
I was I watched that. I was just like, this is when you know you're stretching really far.
So
and maybe
SpongeBob
You
has
should just put it
14
out of its misery.
seasons.
Is it still going?
Yes.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah, 14 seasons. Jesus, man.
So okay, so the last episode I'm pretty sure I watched was episode 80.
Hmm.
This is
What
on
was
4.
episode 80?
Oh no, I haven't watched this episode.
I mean, I'm sure if I go through Paramount Plus and just like look at all the seasons, I can tell you somewhat around the time I stopped watching. But I'm not
No, I
gonna.
know it's before season 5. Like I know because I've looked it up. Like as you
Yeah.
just mentioned, it's kind of like that.
Again, it was one of those shows that just like it has never ended, and there was just a point to where like,
Give me a second, Matt. I have a call.
yeah, you take it on air.
I wasn't able to answer. If they
Oh,
want to talk to me, they'll call me later.
too bad.
My goofy girl.
Rock. I'm gonna go for go rock. But yeah, SpongeBob is really good. I like it. It's a good show. It's a goodie. It's a good show. What did we talk about now? Kind of.
Talk about the importance of washing your face with cotton.
Wash your face, kids, or else you'll get the gay. Wash the gay away.
That's not
I'm
something good.
kidding. No, I'm kidding. Let's go back to looking at Abe's. Let's go back to looking at Abe's letterbox reviews.
I look at your reviews. You only have 4.
Yeah. And what's your point?
There's nothing. There's no meat. So
Hey, I feel like my
Shazam-
Skywalker review is
okay, let me
decent.
go. You have your time. Shazam 2019. Full of great heart, comedy, and action. Shazam is one of those comic book movies the industry needs more of.
I feel like that's solid.
Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. 2019. 4 stars. Added 22nd December 2019. Although there are some issues with the film, overall I was satisfied with this final chapter of the sequel trilogy. It has recaptured my childhood love for Star Wars, unlike the previous 2. Can't wait to own this one.
And once again, think that
And
was
this may be the 2 best reviews on the app,
pretty- of course.
and that's why I don't like them out of respect. The Boss Baby, 2017, 5 stars. Added 1st July 2021. Cinema pick when we were given Boss Baby. The Boss Baby, Family Business, 2021, 5 stars. Watch July 2nd, 2021. Cinema picking part deeps.
Dude.
Yeah.
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 So I used to have reviews for the Godfather movies, and the Godfather review was I used to think they're both 0 stars. I used to think this was a great movie. Then I saw Boss Baby, so now 0 stars. And then my Godfather Part 2 review was I used to think this was a good sequel until I saw Boss Baby Family Business, so now 0 stars. But I took it down because I'm like, some random ass film bro is gonna find me and be like, you don't understand the intricacies of film and da da da. And I'd be like, you're a fucking loser.
Dude, The Godfather is so great.
Should I put them back on?
Fuck yes.
Should I review them? Okay, yeah, that's easy enough. Reviews. What the fuck? Oh, that's right. I have to search for the movie. That's right. You know what? I'm really gonna do a really horrible review of this movie. That is just okay. Add a review.
They might have a lot of little reviews in Letterboxd.
I'm gonna write my reviews for both. You're not allowed to look. Once I post them, then you're able to read them on air. How's that?
Okay. Okay. I'm fucking Ben Affleck. Dude, do you watch Ben Affleck in the roles of Tom Brady?
No, I didn't
The
watch
clip?
Tom Beatty. Why?
It was really uncomfortable.
Was it?
Like he wasn't even making jokes. He was just throwing shit at people that talks in the internet. Keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Which guess Like, and he was one of the last presenters, so it was kind of like they should have brought Matt Damon though. You know who should have had roasting Tom Brady? They
Mm.
should have fucking Seth MacFarlane. think he would
I
have.
honestly am not a Tom Brady fan, and honestly, most of those roasts, I don't really find that funny because half of the time it's like they have to be like, "You're a really great guy." Actually, that like I remember watching the roast of Justin Bieber, and I was like, I like when they're making fun of him, but then everyone has to end with, "But you're a wonderful guy, and you're so brave for coming up here, man." I'm just like, no,
Well,
Snoop,
it's
fuck
cause
him.
it's cause those things are supposed to be done by your friends, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Like sometimes, because I think that's how it started. Because they put people that maybe don't even know him,
Yeah.
and it just comes out like mean.
I liked the roast of Bruce Willis, especially when Demi Moore came out.
Yeah, like
When what is it? When Alec Baldwin's roast when his daughter comes out, that's great.
yeah. So
My
those
dad was
moments.
almost Batman, but then they wanted to cast somebody who actually had chemistry with Kim Basinger.
Yeah, yeah. You get me. You get me.
My dad loses Oscar. He's not just someone who loses Oscars and Emmys. No, he also loses custody of his first child.
Yeah, because the best parts of the Tom Brady one, whereas when his former coach and and you know how you call it, teammates
Mm-hmm.
roast him, because you gonna, you know, like as a football fan you get it. I had a friend that had, like, I mean, my friend's brother, his party team was a roast, and I don't know what happened, but I know it happened, you know. Just imagine the roast if they didn't we were gonna do a roast once.
Yeah, the roast of Evan, but that never
Yeah,
happened.
I think I have a graphic for that.
I think you do.
The roast of Ivan
And
the
the roast of
Graph.
Evan DeGraff, we were going to roast him, and I don't know what came of that.
And then and I think the roast master was gonna be Brian Chandler.
Was it? Oh,
No, I
yeah,
don't
that's
know.
right, because the brand hated Evan.
No, I don't know,
Yeah.
oh, you're rating the reviews, right? I have to fill
Yeah.
this airtime. Uh, don't you hate when you find a new channel on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
and you just start watching all the videos, and then once you fucking milk that shit out of the video, out of the
Mm-hmm.
channel, you don't have anything else to watch.
Yeah.
That happened to me, but with corn.
But Corn? What channel is that?
Just change the C for another letter. You know what I want? I want some cake.
Okay.
Where can I find cake right now?
Don't know.
There's a bakery that closes at 8. Rockwell Bakery. Oh, these reviews are going to be long as fuck, though.
Yeah.
Are you writing for it? Oh my god, this place looks good. Ay, but chicken ahorita. Oh, it's in the outlets. Ah, I'm just looking at cakes at this point.
Okay, so I've updated my reviews for the Godfather one.
Okay. Let's go
I'm gonna
see
have
what
to
the fuck.
delete these though.
Okay, I have the Godfather. I should watch. I want to read the Godfather one first.
Yeah, you gotta read Godfather 1 first. You gotta read them in order.
Okay. I'm gonna read it as The Godfather, 1972. Rewatch, February 28th, 2022. The Godfather tries be a smart and well-developed crime drama. But sadly, once you see a film like 2017 post The Boss Baby, this movie just can't measure up. The Boss Baby is really an exploration of humans, family relationships, and the darkness of the business, whereas The Godfather is just a bunch of old Italian men trying to sound like they have something to say, but they don't. Save your time and money and just watch The Boss Baby. 0 stars. It was like you were reviewing The Godfather. Okay, let's see. The Godfather Part 1974. Watch
That should be
May
rewatched.
8th
I guess I didn't
to
click that I'd seen it before.
2024. Ugh. Way do people
Oh,
celebrate
that should be
this
why.
as a great sequel? When 2021 is the Boss Baby family business. Boo hoo, Michael's casino isn't working out. His wife hates him and people want him dead. He lacks the complexity of Boss Baby family business. And that movie didn't need to create a whole separate story where Robert De Niro is trying to make it that interesting. Stop praising this because it's old. 0 stars. Watch Boss Baby family business. No streaming on Pick. I like that one. Now streaming on Peak.
I almost want to like leave it up just to be like,
I don't think nobody. Well, if you think about it, a lot of people watch The Godfather every day.
I mean, they do. I think.
Boss Baby family business.
Should I delete these or should I just leave them?
I think you have to leave them and see if you get any reaction. And next
You know
show,
what?
we'll
You're
see the
right.
reaction.
You know
Like
what? You're
next
actually right.
episode of the show, we'll see the reactions.
We'll
Like
see.
right now,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go comment on a woman's post and said like she should be mopping and see what the fuck happened. Dude, one time. So I was hanging out with my friend, right? And like while I was hanging out with my friend, this girl we used
Mhm.
to go to middle school with, at this point we were in high school. She says,
Mhm.
She announces in Facebook that she's pregnant,
Okay.
right? And we see the post and we just, we just leave it as it is.
Yeah.
Later that day, another friend who wasn't with us commented
Mhm.
on the post, "Oh, you see what happens? This is what happens when you don't take care of yourself at such young age, and you start having sex like out of nowhere, dude,
Dude,
out
what the
of
hell?
nowhere." Yeah, yeah, yeah. We thought the same. Well, we didn't have notice because he called us before us because somebody had threatened him through Facebook. Like, what the fuck he's saying, bro? Like, he has no right to be saying that to her. And my friend called Oscar. Yeah, dude. If they ask you for my number of where I am or where I live, just say you don't know anything about.
Jesus.
Dude, at this point, I kid you know, we're in high school. Like, we're
Yeah.
less than 18 years old. And this motherfucker was scared. He commented on the girl's fucking post. Like, she was just announcing her pregnancy.
Yeah.
And this guy's just.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's really fucked up.
Dude, that's so. It's like, oh, hey, everybody, I'm pregnant. Yeah, this is why you shouldn't have fucking unprotected sex, you whore.
Yes,
It's like,
yes,
Jesus. Also, how do you know if she didn't want a baby and it was completely consensual and they knew what they were doing?
Nah,
happened.
they didn't know what the
Probably
fuck.
didn't, but Also, I'm wondering. So if you read the Godfather movies, should this just become a new thing for my letterbox? I just pick classic films and compare it to the Boss Baby.
See, you can go do whole TikToks.
Oh my
about it.
god, the entirety of Lord of the Rings just basically Fellowship of
We
the
just
Ring.
needed that new. When's the new Boss Baby movie coming?
I don't think there is one coming because of
There is. They announced it.
yeah, but was that before or after?
Before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't. It says it will be released on November 13th, 2026, but I
Oh,
don't
there
know
you
when
go.
this is from, and also I'm fairly certain that I'm fairly certain DreamWorks is like maybe let's not.
I
Maybe
mean,
let's not do that.
2 years have passed from now. Things are starting to cool down.
Didn't they also find that
It's
like
it's
the fucking
it's a
armor
kill.
was at fault?
Yeah, and it's a killer franchise. People like it.
It's two of the greatest films of all time.
Yeah, it doesn't shoot itself by itself. Sorry,
Yeah.
you have to actually shoot it
Wait,
to
should I
kill.
review the Godfather Part 3 and just be like, I think everyone can agree both Boss Baby films are superior to this?
Matt, do what you think it's best for your channel.
I really don't think I should leave these up, but I also feel like I should. That way next week we can see if it gets any response. You know what? I'm leaving them up just for that, and then after next week I'll pull them down.
Matt, what are you doing for Mother's Day?
I have absolutely no feasible clue.
Is there something? Is it something that you regularly celebrate?
Yeah, we celebrate it every year. We celebrate Mother's and Father's Day, but having siblings that are a little bit more controlling, I've learned to just kind of sit back, let other people plan it, and then just pay my part in it.
Okay,
And it's worked out justly for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just like I used to try to be like, oh, I think this would be a good idea only for my sister to be like, no, I don't want to fucking go there. So now I'm just like, you know what? Figure out what the fuck you want to do. Tell me how much I need to Venmo you. And we're done. There we go. Oh, magic.
We're totally gonna pour tonight.
What?
Nothing. I'm just singing something from the Honest Trailers. Are you gonna go watch F?
It looks cute, so probably.
Consider it's directed by one of your favorite actors.
Yeah, John Krasinski. Yeah, he's great. Yeah. What do you
I
call it? I want
I
to see the
think that
Fall Guy.
movie can be really great. Like it's not gonna be in the middle. It's either gonna be really great,
or it's gonna
or it's
suck.
gonna be like F,
Now,
or
as
it's gonna
someone
be.
who we're the same age, what are your feelings on people being like, "This is just ripping off Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends"?
Uh,
Who cares? Foster's is awesome, but like, it's I don't, you know, it's okay. It's
is it a
fine.
ripoff? Yes, but like
Yeah, but also again, if you look at like a ton of like sci-fi and fantasy stuff, it's like if you really stretch back,
I'm
they're
sorry,
all
but
just
like
ripping off of something.
it was like it's hard to make original sci-fi and
Yeah,
fantasy.
it's hard. Yeah, because like I said, literally, again, if you go back, because like, Dune, that's Jesus, so many people
You
with the
watched
Dune movie.
Dune 2? Did you watch the first one or the second one?
Yeah, I watched the first one. I haven't watched the second. Oh Jesus Christ, do we have to talk about the fucking movie? I hated it. I'm sorry. What a fucking awful movie.
Okay, I think this is time to end the stream.
No, 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 no,
I'm
no,
not willing to stay and talk with you like this.
no. Look,
You're a
visually,
fucking asshole. You're an
brilliant,
asshole.
brilliant movie, but
You're an asshole.
it's just set up. It's just set up. That's all it
It
is.
does feel like I
It's
like the
just
first one, but it does feel like a setup, and it can be boring at times.
and I think if Paul was more of a like interesting character, I think it would have been better. But he's such a there's this danger with these stories and your main character, which is if you make them too original is the wrong word, but you make them too much of a character, audiences can't really connect with them. But if you paint them too thinly, they're just a shell, and that's what he was. He was just a shell.
There's
Like there's
something
things
wrong
that
when the
happen
characters
to
are
him.
wrong. Yeah, there's something wrong when the characters around your main character are more interesting than himself.
That's my thing. Josh Brolin and
Jason Momoa?
Jason Momoa.
Dave Bautista?
I'm like those two characters. I freaking loved. I hate that Brolin just completely disappears and Momoa dies. I was like, well, great. And Rebecca Ferguson thought she was great too. Thought her shit was interesting. Like, all that. Like, I thought that was great. But yeah, just Paul was just such a blank character, and that really sucks for me. That I'm sat there and I was just like, it felt its length. Like when you get to that. When he finally meets Zendaya and he has to fight that guy, like that should be something to where I'm like terrified that Paul's gonna die and like I want to see him succeed and win, but I'm like, fucking kill him. I don't really care. I don't give a shit. Meanwhile, and again, but when Dune 2 came out, I saw a bunch of people on Twitter revisiting or just talking about the original Star Wars again, and they're like, "Oh, this is why Lucas from a desert planet. It was just a fucking lazy dune and all this shit." I'm like, I'm sorry. The original Star Wars is such a better movie than this. Luke Skywalker is an interesting, compelling character. The world building feels a part of the story, not the whole story, and it achieves all these things in less time. I'll probably watch this. Oh, well, no, there we go. Oh, there we go. Guys, Abe, I broke him. He left. He done left. Shut the fuck up. Oh, and he's back. What's up?
There you go. I want to go to the kitchen.
Okay, but yeah, so that's just here we go. I'm here. Yeah, I did not like it.
I'm gonna start doing cooking videos for Take 3.
Dude,
hey,
this
guys.
looks like this looks like you're on fucking House Hunters and you're like, no, you're on some shitty Food Network show. You were like, hey guys, so I'm here. It's cooking time with Abe. I was out in the fields today picking some some vegetables from my garden. It got me remembering about a great recipe that my abuela used to make for me. It was called quinceañera tacos, and we're gonna make those today in 30 minutes or less. Token Mexican. And now it's time for Token Mexican cooking on Food Network.
The ingredients you want: garlic, beautiful piece of garlic. I just pick it up from the farm. I send them Mexican in the United States. Can you hear me? I said
Yeah,
Mexican
I
in
can
the
hear you.
United States. We won. You also want an already cut onion. Right.
I'm just the producer. Like, I'm just the producer sitting in the back watching this.
Dude, it gives I need to stretch, and I'm hungry. I
Yeah.
want to see what I can eat.
Okay.
We'll
It's
continue
like I live
talking.
on my own now, so there might not be food in this fridge.
No, there's food.
Okay, but I genuinely want to have this discussion about Dune with you. What are your feelings? I got Jesus Christ, that looks like the fucking Close Encounters door right there. Or Poltergeist. Or Zoom, motherfucker. Zoom.
What's my? I like the first one, but as you said, it was a lot of setup. Not not a lot happens at the beginning. Like
No.
nothing happens the first fucking 2 hours from the movie. It's until
Exactly.
the
It's
end
all
that
in the
they attack.
last bit.
Yeah, and that helps it because like if you have a great third act, you may walk happy.
Yeah. For me, it was.
I had never seen an OnlyFans ad, and I'm seeing only one right now on X.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Trying to tell you something, Abe.
No, yeah, I'm a single man, bro. What can I do?
They know. Well, they're like listening. They're like, Jesus, listen to what these two are talking about. Maybe these
I'm
guys.
gonna open my OnlyFans. It's gonna be only 8th, and I'm just gonna show my nipples for the people.
I'll do it right now. Not really.
No, but it was a lot of setup. The characters are really. You like the characters, but a lot of them die.
Yeah.
And
It's one of those
like you
movies.
like
Yeah,
Oscar
you like
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. Dead. You really like Jason Momoa. Dead.
Dead. And you're left with the other. And
you like Josh Brolin. Is he dead? Is he not? I don't know.
Well, he's alive.
Okay. Well, they didn't let me know that.
Yeah, well, on the second one, I really enjoyed the second one. I know you haven't watched it, and you probably will never watch it.
I mean, at some point I will, but I'm not. When it comes out, I'm not.
But the
rushing to
second
fucking
one,
see it.
like, repairs a lot of what the first one did. Because I don't think the first one is a bad movie, but I also don't think it's a masterpiece. It's a really well-made film.
Again, it's one of those movies that it's like I'm trying to find a way to not sound like an asshole when I say this, but I'm probably. It's the type of movie that a bunch of fucking film bros that only started watching film when the MCU started think is amazing. Like they don't know about sci-fi that predates 2008, And so now because and look, I know Dune the book existed long before Star Wars. None of these fucking film bros read the fucking book, nor do they care that a book exists. But so now it's one of those things to where it's like, and I hate when this happens for superhero movies or disaster movies or whatever. It's like every time they go back to an older movie, like Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan or Empire Strikes Back or Logan's Run or something, it just has to be, oh, this is just such an inferior movie to Dune. Dune is just so much. It's like, why the fuck is it? You can love that movie, but why does it have to be that old sci-fi now has to be shit in comparison? Like, I just hate when that happens, when it's like, I'm sorry, but Wrath of Khan, for being a shorter movie with a smaller budget, I think is a way more compelling movie than Dune.
Look, as somebody that doesn't like the first Star Trek,
Yeah,
because I
motion
find
picture.
it extremely boring.
Yeah, I get that.
Watching Wrath of Khan, I think it will hopefully makes you feel similar as if you watched Dune 2, because Wrath of Khan is really refreshing comparing with what they did with the first one, because the first one is a snooze fest for me. I was
Okay.
never into it, so it was
I
hard.
like it, but I get it. I get it.
But it's kind of similar feelings, as you had
Yeah.
for the first Dune. I had that for the first Star Trek. But yeah, you have a point. Like, I think just people compare things and try to fit the narrative, claiming the new stuff. Because Denis
Exactly.
Villeneuve, Denis Villeneuve is one of the directors that are in the words of Zoolander. He's so hot right now.
Yeah, and again, it's these, and again, I say film bros because that's exactly what they are. They are guys who they like shit that is hot. In a couple of years from now, Dune's not going to be the hot thing, and they're going to be shit talking Dune. Like, look, it's just how it happens, and I just think if, like, I understand that, like, film media in general, there's always going to be a comparative element. You're always going to compare, you know, something to something. You're always going to compare Da Vinci's paintings to Picasso. It's just what happens. So I get comparing Star Wars and Wrath of Khan to Dune and Dune 2. Like, I get it, but, like, it always has to be these guys and girls. I don't want to say it's only guys, but I know it's like film bros, but it always has to be this angle of, like, we're comparing to this older stuff just to show how inferior it is, to show how good this is. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but if you're someone who's going to look me now, mind you, I haven't seen the second one, so I'm only going based on the first one. But you're going to dead ass look me in the face and say that the first Dune is a more emotion driven and harder hitting story than Wrath of Khan. I'm sorry, but you're out of your fucking mind. Because you know for a fact there are guys on Twitter right now who would say that. They would be like, the death of Paul's father carries so much weight. It's just like Spock dying. I'm like, oh, no, it's not.
All the characters in Dune are really cold.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. There's, except for Jason Momoa.
Yeah, everybody's
Jason
playing it
Momoa is the
cold.
only one who's got any kind of like levity and like heart to
Either
him.
they're angry or they're
Too stoic. Like Brolin.
Yeah.
Like Brolin is just Brolin and Oscar Isaac. They're just stoic. Like that's their thing. Which again, I get that is what you want. And I'm sure a lot of that is. I've never read the books, but I'm sure that is also from the books. But again, it's just like I didn't really like that movie, and I just and as someone who's working on a video on the original Star Wars, I'm just like, God, that movie is like almost 50 years old, and Jesus, it's so much better than a lot of, not even just sci-fi, it's just such a better movie than a lot of other sci-fi fantasy movies that come out now. And it does so with so much less. It's so funny. I'm watching this channel I follow, this guy Mahler. He has a second show called EFAP, and they sometimes do EFAP movies. And I'm watching through their videos on the Lord of the Rings. It's funny, they're talking about a lot of the stuff like Gollum and like all the world building and all this, and they're like, it's so sad to see how many of the wrong lessons were learned from this movie. And it's true, like, because so many times, like, you would, and they say that, like, you would think after the Lord of the Rings trilogy, everyone's like, oh, so this is just how we do good, like, fantasy movies. But so many people have just taken the wrong lessons from it. It's like, yeah, that's like Star Wars. It's like, you would think, you're like, hey, here's the formula. But man, sometimes just, and I'm not trying to be an asshole when I say this, but like, I think sometimes it just shows that, like, some people just in this industry, it doesn't mean that they're terrible people, or it's just like, man, sometimes they just lack that spark that other people have.
a spark to make things, or
I'm sorry? No, the spark of just like Peter Jackson has spark when he does Lord of the Rings. Lucas has a spark when he does the original Star Wars. Spielberg has a spark when he does Jaws, and the spark that just like makes these perfect packages that like you wouldn't change a thing about them. Like some people just don't have them. You know?
Dude, it's 'cause there's some movies that are timeless, and there's movies that are from their time.
Yes,
I
I
think the original Star Wars is timeless.
I agree.
I doubt Dune is gonna be timeless,
I agree. I think it's going to be of its time.
and maybe we're gonna get to 6 when we're 60, and we're gonna be surprised when a movie that we thought was all right, it's gonna be the timeless one. You get me?
Yeah, you never know. Again, you never. Again, that's the thing. You never know in the moment the timeless movies. That because timeless movies, like you said, have to be. Well, no, they don't actually have to be popular at their time because there's a lot of movies that weren't well regarded. But on the for the most part, Abe will be back. So I will hold my thoughts until Abe comes back. Until Abe returns, I shall hold my thoughts. Buff, you what's the diff?
I'm listening.
Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, like you can never tell.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I'm trying to find my words that I was trying to say before, but yeah, like most timeless movies are popular in their time. So there are exceptions, but for the most part, a movie like Jaws, Star Wars are like immensely popular. The Godfather, they're immensely popular in their time, and then they just stick around. And then you have other movies that are popular when they were out, but they don't really have staying power. You know,
Yeah.
like it's a weird thing, but like it's just how it is. Like I'm trying to think of something from when we were like kids or young adults
That
that
has staying power?
that no the opposite, that doesn't have staying power, that like was popular in its time, but it's kind of just like like I like it. Like, I mean, I don't think to the extent of what we're talking about, but I do think the Dark Knight trilogy is not regarded in the same way it was in 2012.
No. They crowned it and it's not crowned.
Yeah, they crowned it as being the greatest achievement in all of comic book movies ever, and it really hasn't. Like,
Well,
like
it's
I
because
think,
also you see what came after, because then you watch fucking Endgame and it's like you want to call an achievement.
yeah, and I think it's also just like people revisiting the movies and just like I think even though I like Rises, I think a lot of it is like people were very very high on Dark Knight Rises when it came out, and that's kind of soured it. The Dark Knight, a lot of people, even the Dark Knight, I think it still is very well regarded, but not like in the way it was like when it came out or even when Rises came out. Like it's not like I feel like there was a period of time to where if you were to take I don't know a census of 50 people and ask them what their favorite comic book movie is, like we did this in 2012, like I feel like a majority would say The Dark Knight, whereas now I'm not so sure. And again, that can be chalked up to there's just so much more now than there was back then. There's just so much more options. But I still think if you were to again do that same sentence of
I
50
think you're
people,
comparing two really different, similar groups of film fans.
yeah.
The people that fall for Nolan and the people that fall for Denis are
Mm-hmm.
pretty similar because they're not
Yeah,
similar
actually, yeah.
filmmakers, but they have a similar fandom and respect. They
Uh-huh.
tackle things really similarly.
Yeah, I agree about that. Actually, I think you're
And
right.
like
Yeah.
even Nolan, I love Christopher Nolan movies, but a lot of his films are really it's not emotionless, but they don't focus on there's not a
Maybe it's the
other.
wrong word, but they're very sterile movies. Like they're very
Yeah,
just like
like think about like Oppenheimer, like it has really good performances, but there's not
yes,
a like even
there's
Cillian
not a
Murphy, like
core
it,
to it.
yeah, like it lacks like a great perform, like because that's something that helps, like a great performance, because of
Not
course he has
even
get
no,
like
I don't even. I think it's like I think that like there's a core that it doesn't have. That
yeah.
like okay, going back to Jaws, that shit has a great core to it. Like a really good, solid, and it's again a lot of times that core is revolving around a character. Like I genuinely believe Chief Brody's story, and that is this really solid. Like even all these years later, like you relate to all that guy's struggles in the
Also,
movie.
think about it. What's the iconic scene from movies like that? What's a frame that will stay on your mind for the
I
rest of
mean,
your
for
life?
me, and I think a lot of our people, it's the uh there's a name for it, but I just call it the jaw shot. But I think it's the first when Alex Kittner is getting eaten and it zooms in on Chief Brody and like it kind of does that like the camera pushes in and the background kind of pulls back. Like that's like the moment of just like because that also
No,
changes the movie at
but
that
not
point.
no no. I'm not saying about just Jaws, but any current film that
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were just talking about Jaws. No, it's always character.
Yeah, you have to think. Yeah,
It's
it's
always
that.
it's always a moment with a character or it's something a character's action, something that happens to. It's always the great movies, the timeless movies. Again, think about It's a Wonderful Life. It's like for a lot of people, it's that moment of George realizing he wants to live again and celebrating and running through the town, Merry Christmas, like, because it's that moment of like, this dude who's had all this shit happen to him gets his wish, because remember, he's about to commit suicide. He gets this wish of, I wish I had never been born, and gets to see, holy shit, the impact I've had on these people and the impact they've had on me. How horrible would it have been if I was not born? Like that's that core moment. The Godfather. I mean, I honestly think if you want to talk about core moment, I think it is the scene between Michael and Vito when he talks about, Senator Corleone. Like, I didn't want this life for you, Michael. Like, it's that moment of Vito being like, Vito realizes the path Michael's on. And he hates that. Because he's like, this was not meant for you. Your brother, yes, he had picked this path a long time ago, but you were not going to be in this. And now, not only are you in this, but you're going even further than I went in this.
Correct.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Jaws, I think, for a lot of people, it's the Indianapolis speech.
I don't, dude. The way the fucking shark attacks the boat,
Mm-hmm.
I think that moment is.
Yeah, or which the you're gonna need a bigger boat,
Yeah,
or yeah.
like that stays with you.
No, you're right. Yeah. Chum some of this shit, and then it's just you're gonna need a bigger boat. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah,
no. But
because if
again,
you
that's
have to put,
character.
if you had to put a clip of Jaws,
Yeah, it's that one.
that's that
But
one.
again, that's Chief Brody the first time he comes face to face with the monster, basically, is that moment. And that's his like shock and fear and just like, this is not like, I knew we were going up against something ferocious, but not this. Star Wars, it's you know, use the Force, Luke. It's that, and Han Solo
When I
coming in to
think
save him.
when I think of the first Star Wars, dude, I honestly think about the fucking what's the name of the big Empire ship at the beginning?
Star Destroyer.
The Star Destroyer just going through and you see it on the
Mhm.
screen. That's the most. But I feel like
Now
from
that I
Star
said,
Wars,
no. If I'm going to pick a moment that I think a lot of people, I think it's the binary sunset, actually.
yeah, that one too.
And again, that's character. That is Luke longing for what is out there. Like, it's that he's.
Yeah, it's because if you have, I truly believe this. If you have great characters, like the story becomes, it doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah.
It's super, like
Like,
it's a point that I just want to spend time with these people.
again, it's Rocky. It's him climbing the steps.
You saw they were gonna do a Rocky movie.
No.
They're gonna do a movie based on Stallone, or how to he fought to get the
Oh, the movie made. Interesting.
the movie.
Is
Yeah,
Stallone involved with it, or?
I don't know, but they and I saw the post today that they were gonna make it.
Interesting. But again, that moment, everybody knows that moment. It's because you're with the character. And they had showed earlier in the movie when he's first trying to train, he goes to the steps and he can't get up them. Like, he stops halfway. But it's, again, those are, and again, what's the moment from Dune, people who hail it as this masterpiece? What is the moment from Avatar? Like, what are those moments? Look, I don't like Titanic, but on King of the World, like, yeah, can't disagree. Like, that's a pretty spectacular moment.
I I cannot tell you a single iconic moment from them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and it's not iconic. It is the moment. Like I said, the people who have seen Star Wars, even if they don't love it, even if it's not one of their favorite movies, but if they've seen it and they know it, if you ask them about the binary sunset, 98% people will vividly remember that moment.
Yeah, but
Ross,
you're
if you
also
ask
you're
people,
also
people
putting
will,
you're putting a 50-year-old movie against
okay,
a
but
5-year-old
okay,
movie.
yes, okay, but I just think, like,
I don't think that's a fair comparison.
no, I guess you're right, but it's just, to me, it's just, I just the people who literally will sit there and just will trend chase and will just be like, Star Wars is a fucking boring old movie. Dune is amazing. And I'm like, you can think it's a great movie, but why do you have to trash Star Wars? And especially, I'm always just like, and of all the ones, you trash someone to where the creator openly admits the influences on the movie. Like, it's
I
not like
just
George Lucas
I
has been. Sorry, go.
I don't know. I think it has come to a point though that it's just the Star Wars brand is not as strong today.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
become really easy to bash it. Do you know?
No, you're right. You're right. Star Wars, and I agree totally.
As a brand,
It's diluted. Disney diluted
yeah.
it. And again, Liam Neeson, this was like a couple months ago or last year or something. He talked about this. He was like, Star Wars just like isn't special anymore. And I agree wholeheartedly. Like, when something new, like The Acolyte's gonna come out, like,
Okay,
it's
so think
another
about
fucking
this.
Disney Plus thing.
Imagine, maybe not us, because we did grow up with Star Wars
Hmm.
in a sense. With I'm not a Star Wars guy, but you know,
Yeah, but
like you guys.
we were around for the prequels.
Yeah, for the prequels that
Yeah.
have some impact.
Hmm.
But like these new prequels, when the people that's watched it as a kid, I don't think they're gonna be as connected with the sequels, the sequel trilogy, or Rogue
Hmm.
One or anything. There's not one character that you say, "Oh, this."
Yeah, like Ray, like you can
Yeah,
like J.J.
Ray.
Reeves'
Yeah,
performance, but
no,
like
no, 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 no. Like, no, no, no. Like, for much that you like certain parts from the movies, and you feel like they just they feel like another how you call it?
they're just a corporate fucking
Yeah,
machine
that's the
made
exact, yeah, a
movie.
corporate movie.
Dude, that I'm sorry, Force Awakens is, and again, my friend Michael said perfectly. He was like, J.J. Abrams didn't make that movie thinking about your DVD shelf. Like he made that movie going, people hate the prequels, so let's kind of just soft reboot and just make a movie that is the entire original trilogy in one movie to show everybody that we know what Star Wars is. And that's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
That's
that's why they
exactly
pick
what
him.
it
They
was.
picked the safe choice.
They picked the safe choice. And then, and again, this is the craziest thing
But
is,
also think about this. They put Ryan Johnson, and he did something differently, and he's so
mhm.
hated. So you cannot
Well,
blame the
okay.
corporation.
Well, look, part of the problem with the sequel trilogy overall is there was no direction.
Yeah, exactly.
That
I
was part of
agree.
the problem. Part of the problem
I
was the
agree.
fact that what should have happened is when they announced they were doing 7, 8, and 9, first thing should have been group of people in a room, let's hit this story, all three movies. What are the beats that we need to hit in each movie? And then you want to bring in Ryan Johnson to add his own spin, but be like, Ryan, Ray needs to start the movie here and end the movie here. This needs to happen to Kylo, to Poe, to the to Luke. Like the fact that, and again, Mark Hamill has talked about this. He's like, he got the script for The Last Jedi. He's reading it, and it's like Luke Skywalker has no connection to the Force because the original ending of Force Awakens, that scene when Ray finds him, he's levitating like rocks and stuff. And so he calls J.J. Abrams and he's like, are you like aware of this? Because this seems like a problem. And J.J. Abrams is like, yeah, we're editing the movie around this. Like I think Ryan Johnson even admitted he didn't even watch Force Awakens before he wrote the script for The Last Jedi.
Oh yeah, because they
Isn't
did it
that
like
insane to think that he did not? He's making a sequel to a movie and didn't even bother to watch the movie
I
in which
don't
he
think
was
it's he
making a
didn't
sequel
bother.
to.
Is that he had to write the script and
No, yeah, he probably. But again,
the
and
Force
again,
Awakens.
I think for me, a lot of the hate comes from decisions with the characters that just don't track from the other movies, and the explanations were so paper thin for why
Well, it's
things
because
happen.
also you're trying to fill like 4 years of absent.
Well,
You know.
that's the other problem is they were also trying to course correct Star Wars to where they're like, oh, everybody hate the political talks in the prequels, so no political talk here. It's like, um, nope. We're gonna need to understand how exactly the Republic allowed the First Order to like exist. Like how? Because it's not like the First Order is some like group of like what neo Nazis. Like it's like a very small party of people. Like they built a fucking death planet. Like they have branded fucking uniforms, and they've apparently have been stealing children to be in their army. So this shit's been going on for a while. Why were you unaware of this? Like, look, hate the prequels all you want, but they explain how exactly Palpatine was able to get power because he used the political systems against them. He literally, in Phantom Menace, uses Queen Amidala to call for a vote of no confidence in Valorum so that he can get elected because he knows that that's going to happen. He knows. He understands. Yep. Yikes. Oh, we're back.
I don't know. What I don't like about the prequels is mainly the performances. Those
And that's
performances are
fine.
so
Oh, it's okay.
like it's hard to connect with characters when the performances are not good. It just
No,
takes you
I
out.
agree. I don't agree with that assessment of the movies, but for me, but for you, yeah.
No, yeah, like there's like Ewan McGregor does a good job. I think
Mhm.
Liam
Liam
Neeson.
Neeson. Hmm.
Yeah, but the other is just
That's
what the
fine.
fuck. And Sam Jackson's charisma helps a lot.
Mhm. Have you ever seen that scene where that behind the scenes clip of him talking to George Lucas about his lightsaber color?
Yes, I have.
Oh my god, I love that. There was like, uh, good guys are blue and green, and bad guys are red. And so Jason's just like, what about purple lightsaber? He's like, oh, you might get purple. And Sam Jackson, he's talked about. He's like, the reason why he wanted that is because in the big battle, he wanted to be able to see where he was. It was like, if I'm the only one with a purple lightsaber, then boom. Which again,
Why is
him doing that just opened a whole mess of like tons of different lightsaber colors, and now your lightsaber color means something about you as a Jedi and all this. So like, that's
I
cool.
really want to go to Disneyland and get my lightsaber.
So do I. I want to go to Star Wars Land and get a Legacy lightsaber.
And I don't have money.
Yeah.
One day.
But yeah, no,
Don't
it's
get in debt, kids. Like if you cannot get in debt, just don't do it.
yeah, yeah. Because
No
then you have
matter
to
how
sell
much.
pictures of your feet on OnlyFans, like Abe.
No, I'll be honest, dude. If people will buy pictures of my feet, I will be fucking saying that shit out of them.
Abe doesn't give a shit. He'll
No,
do it.
like I'm a whore in that way.
And we know Abe. Oh,
Like
we know.
I'm honestly, I am. I have no self-respect for myself. I'm a mercenary.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
It's
Hey, man,
fine.
at least you admit it.
Yeah,
Some
like
people just they can't admit that about
I'll
themselves.
do a lot of things for money.
That,
Yes, sir.
there's no way to respond to that, people. This is just
Mhm.
Abe letting you know he will do a lot of stuff for money.
Yeah.
So that's up to you if you want to, run with that. If you want to run with it, boom, you do that. But yeah, it will be. I will be interested to see in not even 50 years, just in like 5 years, where Dune like ranks for people. And I mean, because look at Avatar. Avatar was like this massive fucking movie, and then like a couple years later, everybody's just like, well, that thing got sucked in it.
Dude.
And now Avatar's back in people's minds because of the second one, and
Dude,
I got a
even
feeling like,
Avatar 2. Like who's talking about Avatar 2?
no, that's what I'm saying. Like it came back, and now it's just like,
Dude,
eh,
what? Like, do you watch the newest one?
no, because I don't give a
Okay,
shit.
you fucking asshole.
Why? Because I'm not watching a movie that the
I'm not
trailers
gonna
didn't
explain
intrigue
you. I
me, and
can
I'm
call
not
you an asshole,
interested
and
in.
I can call you an asshole. I don't need you to give you an explanation.
No, you know what? Fine. You're right. Fuck you too, Abe.
Okay, the point I was trying to make before this asshole interrupted me is that those Avatar movies, when you watch them in the theater, you are trapped. You like they feel fucking great. Like it's just there. It's amazing filmmaking. Maybe not story wise, but the craftsmanship of the visual effects are endearing to your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But once you watch it at home, bro, I once tried to watch the first Avatar at home. I couldn't get past like 20 minutes.
I remember seeing the first Avatar in theaters. We were in 7th grade. It was my friend's birthday. It was one of those go to see a movie, went to see Avatar. And you got to remember, guys, me and Abe, 3D we experienced in theater before this was fucking Spy Kids 3 Game Over. Like the
Correct.
real gimmicky, like shit's coming at you out of the screen. So this was at least my first experience with real D3D. Because I didn't see Journey to the Center of the Earth. I think that was the first one that they tried to market to kids. That was this like new real D3D, but I didn't see that one. So much later. And I remember loving this movie. Like, oh my God, it was awesome. I remember when it came out on DVD, my mom and dad bought it and I watched it. I was so excited and I was like, this is kind of boring. And then I remember we have friends of the family who they live in Ireland, and their son came to stay with us around 4th of July weekend, and he saw we had Avatar. He was like, "Do you want to watch it?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." I'll never forget. It got up to that bit when like Jake Sully, I don't know why the fuck his name sticks out in my head, but Jake Sully is
Because
like
it's an iconic film, bro.
he's first going on patrol, and there's like that big like panther looking like monster that attacks him. And we just kind of looked at each other and we're like, "You want to go do something else?" And we're like, "Yeah." And that's got to be like only like 20-30 minutes into that movie. We're like, "Yeah, we're done." And yeah, it's just I got to be honest. I saw Dancing with Wolves for the first time this year. People who compare Avatar to Dance with Wolves are crazy and probably never actually seen Dance with Wolves because they're not the same movie whatsoever. Dance with Wolves is incredible and people should watch
I,
it. It's
I
fantastic.
think Pocahontas.
Yeah, Pocahontas. That I think is a better comparative. But again, what you were saying with like it's, and I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but like it's a really good theme park ride. Like when you're on for the ride and then you're immersed in it and it feels great. But if you were to, I don't know, like get a DVD of that theme park ride and sit in a cardboard box at home and rock yourself back and forth, you'd be like, yeah, this isn't that good, is it? Like they're movies that are made just for the theater. They're not made for home viewing. And that sucks when you look at James Cameron and you're like, wow, you used to make really good movies. That like Terminator 2, The Abyss, True Lies, like all great movies that are great whether you're watching them in a theater or watching them at home. Doesn't matter. But now, it's just that's all he cares about is Avatar. Like that's all he's gonna do is just that's the rest of his career. It's just Avatar movies.
I think they're still great.
Pressing shit. Which is like
I still think they're great movies.
what? Avatar?
The Avatar movies.
You do?
Dude, it's because movies are made to be seen on the big screen, so
I don't disagree with you,
it's
but
like I know they have to translate to TV for whatever reason, but think about this. What if I told you that you're gonna watch a play on the TV?
Mhm.
It's not the
No, it's a
same.
different experience. It's I watching Hamilton on Disney Plus versus watching Hamilton in person are two different experiences.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree, but I just think like it's just there again, I can only speak on the first movie, but it's a very surface level movie that is far more concerned with effects than
Oh no, yeah,
story.
you cannot like it for that, but like putting
Mhm.
it like, oh,
No,
you
dude,
cannot watch it at home. I
I
don't think
still
it's a
remember going to see
fair
it.
point.
I just, but again, I think at that point, then like I know there's no way to do this, but it's like then don't fucking release it, for home viewing.
Yeah, but also people want to see it.
Yeah, but also James Cameron has like prevented True Lies in the Abyss for years, so like it's not like James Cameron can't fucking prevent the Avatar movie, or even better, Disney. Disney for years would not release their films on video, on home video. For years, they wouldn't. The only way you could see Disney movies is when they re release them, which for a very long time, usually around the holidays, usually around Thanksgiving, Christmas, they would re-release one of their classics like Pinocchio or Snow White or Sleeping Beauty or something like that. Was just they were like, this is how we keep these movies going, is we will just re-release them.
But also
And that
think about it, dude. Everybody has a copy. If somebody from North Korea
mm-hmm,
could get a copy from Avatar, maybe not legally,
mm-hmm,
but they can get a copy from Avatar.
mm-hmm. No, dude, look, I'm gonna be honest here. I think Boss Baby Family Business. It was a Peacock original movie. When that movie came out, I did not own Peacock, but I watched that thing day one.
Me too.
Fucking streaming site had it. And honestly, streaming movies makes it so much easier because it used to have to get the shaky cam like recording. Now it's just motherfuckers can just pull a pure HD digital file.
I
and
cannot tell you how
upload it.
many movies I watch
that are like streaming exclusive
in
movies.
that format growing up.
Oh, me too, man. Okay, so here's a fun story. So when I was in high school, Kick-Ass 2 came out. And me and my friend Jared wanted to go and see it because we loved the first Kick-Ass. R-rated, mind you. We were not 17 at the time. So we go and we're trying to be like, well, if we just, I will never forget standing on line with Jared and being like, us both just being like, we just got hacked older and just be like, we left our IDs at home, but we're 17. And we get up there and the guy's like, I can't let you in. We're like, fuck. So we go back to my house and we watch it like illegally. And it's, record it.
Dude,
but I'll never forget this one part to where I guess somebody next to you recording was talking. He's like, if you don't shut the fuck, he's like, you don't shut the fuck up, kick your ass.
You know what? Talking about silencing up people at the theaters, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you this story, but one time I was watching this anime movie. I don't remember the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this lady that was talking the whole movie, right?
Ugh.
Not the whole movie, but she was talking to her phone and everybody could hear it. And this guy was just like, shh,
yeah,
quiet, please.
Yeah,
dude, I kid you not. Like different theater, like a year had passed at this point.
mm-hmm.
This guy sitting right next to me, dude, watching a movie. This same guy, I recognize him right away. And somebody starts talking, like just a little bit. He starts doing the same.
Well, all right. To be honest, like I'm there to watch the movie, not hear your fucking commentary. Like,
oh yeah,
if you want to talk,
agree with you.
Go any fucking where else.
No, like I know my friends when I go with a friend group. They tend to take out their phone, and for much that you tell,
well, that's like my brother.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I love my brother, but like, what is it? We saw the Amazing Spider-Man on Monday, and a couple points during the movie, he leans into me and I'm like, just trying, like he, to make jokes or to do something, like he was making fun of. He's like Gwen Stacy's like, why is she just like such a whore? And I had to lean over and be like, because that's how Gwen would dress in the comics. It's comic accurate, but like, I'm like, just please shut up. I just want to watch the movie,
Yeah. Like,
I've never approached anybody. I've never approached anybody because like, you just hear horror stories of people who just like end up being shittier when you approach them. Like if you're like, and again, you've always run through in your head, you walk and just be like, I'm sorry, you're just being very distracting. If you could just keep it down. And then you walk back to your seat, they'd be like,
oh no,
I'm being fucking No, dude, I remember talking about my brother. We went to go and see Terminator 2 when it got re-released in 3D. And so smaller theater, because a lot of times these re-releases, they get put in small theaters. And also we went to like a 2 or 3 o'clock showing. When we go in, I'm really excited. I love Terminator 2. It's going to be great to see. This fucking dad brought his young kids to see this movie. To see Terminator 2.
Sorry? Fuck
what?
Yes. Well, continue.
No, but these kids were not prepared and were not having fun and were terrified of shit like the T-1000 fucking stabbing a guy. And like, this kid's like about to cry, and the dad, I like didn't say anything. Thankfully, the dad eventually wised up and took the kids out of the theater. But I wanted so badly to go to them and be like, can you take your kids out of this theater? They're clearly not old enough to be watching this.
That happened to me with a little kid. with the Joker.
Oh, we talked about this last show, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, Joker. Like, how do you? It's a little kid. Like, she was
No,
scared.
Terminator 2. How do you bring a fucking kid to this? Like, again, it's one thing if you watch Terminator 2 at home with your 3-year-old and they love it and whatever, and you bring them, fine. But, like, this was clearly this kid's first experience. These kids, because it was a couple, these kids' first experience with Terminator 2, and they were not having fun. They were terrified of it.
Yeah.
And like, you're an asshole because you brought them here and now they're crying and freaking out. There's other people in the theater. Like, you need to be fucking respectful of the fact that there's other people in this theater.
Correct.
And I just people are just, again, that's my biggest thing is I honestly thought COVID would have like ended that. Like, people who go to the movies because they're bored and there's nothing more to do, but from everything I've seen, I think it's gotten worse now than better. And also to me, and this is the thing I've never understood, dude, how much is just like a basic movie ticket for you? For me, it's $12. I think it's like a basic adult movie ticket.
13, I think. Here where I am, 13, 14.
Okay, so you and your friend are bored. Why are you going to spend $13 to go and watch a movie that you don't want to see and just sit on your phone and talk the whole time? Go walk around the fucking mall. That's free. There's no fucking charge to just walk in the mall and sit at the food court and talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because
that's my
you
thing. Is
used
I'm
to
just
be-
like,
yeah.
there's other
Yeah.
fucking places you can go that you don't have to pay if all you want to do is sit on your phone. Go to a fucking park. Like, there's other places you can go. You don't have to go.
I've
to a
never
movie
been bored
theater.
with my friend and say, "Hey, let's go to the movies." That's the thing.
No,
Like, I
dude,
always know.
okay.
Like,
So there was a time, my first semester, my first winter break in college, me and my friend were hanging out, and we were just like bullshitting around. We went to the mall and whatever, and then we were like, "Hey, you want to go see a movie?" And Daddy's Home had just come out, and we're like, "Yeah, let's go see that." Like, we were bored, but we both wanted to see that movie, and so we went and we watched it. We had a good time. It was fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, we didn't go like, oh, there's nothing to do. Let's just go to a fucking movie. Like, we were like, oh, let's go watch Daddy's Home. That was a good movie. And I enjoyed it.
and this is how we end this episode of Simple Tricks and Nonsense. That I have to call my mom. That I haven't called in 2 days.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So, we'll be back next week to see how Matt's reviews the Godfather movies are taken.
And there's gonna be a sequel of Cooking with Ave.
Cooking
Next
with
episode,
Ave.
we're gonna make a sandwich.
Token. What? We gotta come up. It's gotta be a play on like Token Mexican, because I don't think does Food Network have
Token Mexican cooking.
Token Mexican cooking with Abraham Flores.
El pollo loco, locos por el sabor.
Loco Polo. Right after another episode, Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives.
Tu.
All right, bye everybody.